Hello, and welcome to a grab and go activity presented by me, Christine, the teen librarian at the Jones Creek branch of the East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. Today, we will be making Kumihimo braids. For that, you will need a 3D printed Kumihimo disc, some metal nuts as weight, and some strands of embroidery floss. These are each 80 centimeters long. Your first step will be to take all your threads and line up the ends. Fold them in half until they're 40 centimeters long. Then take the end that is bent and fold a knot as close to the end as possible. Then you're going to make another knot about 1/4 of an inch away, about there. When we're done, this will be where we insert a knot through to clasp our bracelet closed. Next, we're going to thread on some weights. Twist all of the raw edges of your embroidery floss together and thread them through the metal nuts. There, I have put 3 weights on, and the knots hold them in place. Next, we're going to thread all of our floss through the center hole of our Kumihimo disc. And then we're going to put 2 threads at the top, sides, and the bottom, and they'll be the same matching color. It's good to choose ones that sort of naturally want to go in the direction you're going to place them. The notches on the Kumihimo disc hold everything with a nice tension, and the weights underneath pull everything down through the center hole. This will give you a nice, even braid, though you will still need to adjust from time to time. Alright, let's do our first stitch. What you're going to do is take the strand on the top and on the top right and bring it down next to the ones on the bottom. Then you're going to take the one on the bottom left and bring it up to the top on the left. Then you're going to rotate your entire wheel this way. Grab your next one at the top on the right, bring it down to the right, grab the next one on the bottom to the left, and bring it up to the top on the left. After you've threaded it through the gap, pull on it like you see me doing here to stop all of the strands from getting tangled underneath. We're going to turn again and repeat. And we'll continue to do this until all of the thread has been braided. After a couple of stitches are done, you can pull a little bit at the bottom to advance the center core through. Some people prefer not to use weights and to pinch the middle strands and keep tension on that way. That is perfectly acceptable if that's the path you choose to use. Now, if you've stopped, you might find it hard to figure out what you did last, but look in the center and see where the topmost threads are. The topmost are this purple one and this one. So the last thing I did was bring this one down and this one up. A good way to stop when you don't have to figure that out is to stop with 3 on one side instead of just 2 and 2. This way you definitely know your next step is to bring this one up to the top. Let's keep going. Kumihimo is a Japanese braiding technique. It's been around for at least 400 years that there's pictorial evidence of, and back in the day, one interesting use of Kumihimo braids was in keeping pieces of samurai armor plate together. A more modern use for it is tying around the sashes you wear with a kimono, obi. This is a maru die, which is a round stand traditionally used to make kumihimo. Fun fact, the maru in maru die means around, and is also where the name of internet's favorite cat, Maru, comes from. He is a round boy. Here's how you would use a maru die. You have a bag with weights in the middle and weighted bobbins across the outside, and you would swap two threads simultaneously. Well, sometime in the late 80s to 90s, a lady named Makiko Tada designed a Kumihimo disc made out of foam, and that looks sort of like this one that you could check out from the library with this book. The original maru die did not have notches in it and was not held, but with our 3D printed models that fit in the palm of your hand, away you can go to make your own Kumihimo braids with your 3D printed Kumihimo disc. Here's the beginning of our braid coming along. Because we used two different colors and oriented them across from each other, we're getting this lovely spiral pattern. If you used all the same colors, you'd still get the shape, but not the pattern. And if you used 4 different colors, you'd get 2 spirals interacting with each other. I'll keep doing this until I get to the end, and you'll catch up with me. My strings are starting to get short, and my bracelet is starting to get so long, I tied the weights higher up so that they wouldn't hit the table while I was working. Let's finish this off. And we'll call that good. I'm going to reach in and pinch where everything meets and pull my thread through the center hole. And then I'm going to form a knot. But before I close it, I'm going to make it a bigger knot by looping my threads through again, once or twice more. Okay, and our work is pretty much done. I'm going to pull these off. And now the knot we formed at this end should be big enough to stay, but small enough to go through the clasp we made as our first action. There we go. And here's our bracelet. I hope you have enjoyed this grab and go opportunity. If you have, please be sure to engage with us on social media and return to the library for more grab and go activities.